Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Owen the Town. And what we got coming up for you tonight? Well, let's be honest, it was a brilliant weekend. We ended the Hoodoo, a magnificent game at the Kenilworth Road, and we come out 3-1 winners. So we'll be discussing that. And we're going to be talking about the EFL Blackout. It might be changing. We'll preview Norwich, and we'll get through your comments as well. No Luke tonight, so that's why I'm sitting here on my own. And then opposite me, because I'm not on my own, is Bottaro. Bottaro, good to see you, fella.
You too, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, where's Luke gone?
Actually, to be fair, Luke is ill. Hopefully he'll make a recovery so we can record our Watford special. However, how'd you find the weekend?
Well, like you said, Dave, you summed it up. Magnificent. I think you can sit here and list off a list of words, obviously, but it was just, oh, mate.
Atmosphere was cracking, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Well, I mean, I sit in the Kenilworth, so I don't know about that. But yeah, look, it was just from start to finish. It was, I think the only thing missing was a clean sheet. But
and we was in lucky in that department too, without the clean sheet.
Course. But it was brilliant all round. It made everyone Saturday that was there. And
hey, maybe we should do early kickoffs every time.
Well, I don't really like them because I like to, have a few more beers before we go to football. But it was nice in a way to have breakfast, only a couple of pints. But
did you not go out to celebrate afterwards like I did?
No. Did you go out?
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh, lovely.
Well, you went. You didn't come home with us, did you?
I didn't know.
That's where you missed out, mate.
Couldn't have told me, you bastard.
Straight to the Let's have a look at some of your 3-word reviews about Luton 3, QPR 1. Mick says about bloody time. True. Liam, proper Luton performance. Ian, better team 1. Team Luton, high energy levels. Roll-off on a roll. Nick, another hoodoo ended. Chris, Campbell's a machine. Steve, Cornick, Jerome, Freeman, and Clive, stand by Elijah. We can talk about that in a bit. And Don, that's job done.
Hey,
what do you reckon?
Oh, mate, that's job done. That guy, well, he had it coming, didn't he, since last season.
Well, we talked about this in the preview pod, really, that if there's things to motivate you against the opposition, we talked about how that image would have been quite a good one to show in the dressing room beforehand, and I'm bloody glad we did him, really, didn't we?
100%. I mean, and he got clouted. I think it was him that got clouted as well for Jerome's goal.
He got clouted by his own goalkeeper though, and that's the main thing.
Hopefully it's hurt him, and he's out for a few weeks, so that'd be great, wouldn't it? But obviously he won't.
That's a bit unfair.
Nah, it's true though.
I think really, when you think of the quality of the opposition we were against, where they were in the table, Queen's Park Rangers are no mugs. We just haven't managed to beat them for a long, long time. I think when we just looked through it, was it 2006 in the league?
Something like that, yeah.
2006 in the league and 2007 in the cup. It's been a long, long time coming. So enjoy it while we can. And, I don't care what they think of us. I don't care if they feel that, we're over the top with celebrations. We should just get on and do it and celebrate and enjoy what was a magnificent full team performance, including substitutes and managerial decisions. Brilliant.
It was spotless, wasn't it, really? Like Nick said there, another hoodoo ended. That is key. All these hoodoos that were ended in the last couple of years since Mr. Jones come back. But it's brilliant. We turn up every week now. We have no idea what's going to happen at home, do we?
Well, I hope the form has turned. We haven't, we haven't been super at home, but I think the form maybe has turned at home, and maybe this is the start of something really good. Considering where we are in the division right now, we shouldn't be complaining, should we?
No, no way near.
So the game on Saturday, we were unchanged from West Brom. That didn't really surprise me because I thought we put in a good shift up there. And to be honest, when you thought about the start of the game and QPR are knocking the ball around quite brightly, and you're just thinking, oh God, is it going to just be, we're just going to be run off the park? Because again, I have to tell you, at the start of play, they were effectively joint top. They were only third on goal difference behind Sheffield United and was it Burnley or Norwich?
One
of those two.
Them two, but
Burnley, I think.
But to be fair, I mean, like I said, at the table there is, I think, probably about 6 points from sort of like top to, I think something like 10th place, something like that, 12th place, something like that. But I mean, don't quote me on that; it's probably wrong, but something along the lines of that. But it's very tight this season, and obviously it's not really. It is kind of early doors still, but it's getting to the point now. I think where it's starting to take shape slightly. Yeah. Like I always say, give it 10, 12 games, whatever. Then we look at it. I think we're now 14 games in,
right? Yeah.
And I think we'd be happy with what we've got. I mean, yeah, people. I know Luke likes to sit there sometimes and say, we should have won this, we should have won that, which we probably could have done or should have done, yeah. But at the end of the day, we are sitting on 21 points from 14 games.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant thing.
It's not bad. It's not bad considering where we were for the first 6 games, realistically.
And I still think we're in contention, which is cool. I think we are. We're not to be laughed at anymore. You got to take our team seriously. I said QPR started brightly and probably had the first opportunity, and I think Lockyer probably jumped in front of whoever. I can't even remember who it was who tried to strike it, but denied him his opportunity. And on the preview podcast, I said if we get an early goal, it could be something. And genuinely, 11 minutes. And Morris sends in that cross.
11 minutes in?
11 minutes, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
11 minutes, Mark. And I kept thinking, surely it was longer than that.
Well, I didn't even realise it was 11 minutes in. Wow. I mean, to score a goal that early on and then, to keep up the tempo, I feel, for large periods of the game after that. Because let's face it, we all know what QPR are about. But no, that is brilliant. And like I say, that ball in, Adebayo to Morris back to Adebayo, I believe. Absolutely.
Do you know what? On the day itself, it felt longer. I have to be honest.
Are you definitely you're checking, aren't you?
I'm bloody checking it, yeah.
Oh, Dave, come on, man. Let's trust Jacob.
I trust Jacob, okay.
I mean, sometimes Jacob, mate, it's questionable, but no, we'll believe on this one.
Okay. Adebayo, right place, right time. Is he back on form right now?
I think the last 3-4 games he's been showing that, he's maybe back to his old self a little bit more. I mean, like you say, he needed that confidence maybe for the first goal, but I think, he's looking a lot sharper, isn't he? I don't know what's changed in him. Maybe he's a lot fitter. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah.
So I knew it was longer than that. 18 minutes in.
Oh, Jacob, mate, you're sacked.
Maybe it means 11 minutes later.
Nah, it says here, like, breakthrough was on the 11th minute mark. Ooh, that is, ooh.
Anyway, whatever time it was well deserved at that point. I think our midfield were sort of in control, and Morris was really standing out. He was a standout player in the first half for me. Very strong, and you could see why. Yet again, we say you can see why we paid for him, can't you?
Oh, I mean, I still sit here and think to myself, why the hell did I say at the beginning of the season I'm unsure about if we'd pay that much money for him? Is he that good? The guy is just blowing everyone away, and he is something different. He really is. He's got everything in his locker. I mean, he can hold the ball up. We say it every week, holds the ball up. He can finish. He's both-footed. I mean, that cross with his left foot for Adebayo's goal, come on. That is his filth. That's filth.
Filth. But also Adebayo seems to have that understanding now with him that the partnership there could be a really good, strong one, couldn't it?
Well, they're two big boys, aren't they? I mean, we know what you get from Adebayo. I think Morris has proven what we're going to get from him now. I think, and realistically, you need someone like Morris. He might be a number 9, a real proper
centre forward,
proper force. But this guy can run the channels if he wants to. He can.
He's
got a step over.
He's very strong, isn't he?
Yeah.
And like Luke always says, he's got that little trick up his sleeve that we like to see. We had more chances in the first half, and you're sitting there wondering, if we don't take, there was I think, did Adebayo have another shot on goal?
He had a header off the bar or post.
And then it hit the goalkeeper and didn't go in.
Yeah.
You had attempts from
I think
another one from
Lansbury
and Morris again, and you're just thinking, are we going to get punished because we haven't put these away?
Well, because we know what happens usually. How many times we've done it at home this season, last season, where you've gone a goal up, you haven't taken opportunities, and you conceded a couple of late goals, for example. or one, but yeah, it was just. I feel at certain times there could be moments that went against us. For example, when they hit the crossbar, a bit dangerous. But
that was second half over then, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is like other times, a team would have had like one shot and got one goal, and it's literally.
Well, I know you don't believe
moments,
you know you don't believe in a bit of luck there, but it didn't go in, so that's a cool thing to say. But poor
finishing, Dave, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
just poor finishing, really.
Well, how does it do your XG? I don't know.
Let's not get into that. Thank God Luke's not here tonight. Eh? No, I'm joking, mate.
If you think about the first half though, and you think about how we were playing, and again, QPR are quite tidy at times. They're passing the ball quite well, and you could see they were a good team. However, a lot of it was nullified by our hard work. Wouldn't you say our pressing and our midfielders holding the ball up?
100%. I think we had a conversation before, about 5 minutes before we would start recording, about obviously what their manager said post-match. I think he mentioned something along the lines of, Luton did like basically not effectively the donkey work basically, and they stopped us, and he was quite complimentary of how our style of football was.
Yeah.
He didn't say, they blew us off the park or anything like that, but he said that, Luton got stuck in. He goes, we had like nice patches of play and blah, 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 but don't take nothing away from Luton pretty much. And it was quite nice to hear. But no, our high press was, from the get-go, was just pure energy. And I think when you've got Alan Campbell running through the centre and pressing the back 3, 5, whatever they were, it caused them problems. Because that guy, like you say, he's got so many lungs. We say he has.
Many lungs, more than two, you mean?
Oh, he's got so many.
I see.
He's got so many, Dave. He has to. Get him a scan, because the guy is ridiculous. How can he run for let's face it, it's not just...
His energy is a whole game.
Yeah, because some people say, he dies off after, 45, 55 minutes, something like that. But I feel like as the season progresses, like last season, he got fitter and fitter and fitter the more games he played. People would have said, he's going to burn himself out soon. But he never did. He just got better.
I don't want to think about this right now, but I'm going to ask the question: how much longer will you stay at Luton if we don't go up?
I can't even. I don't even want to get into that. To be fair, I'm not even going to answer that. I don't think it's a thing that we should be thinking about. But look, he has got serious talent. It's not like he just runs as well. He has got talent as well.
I want to watch him play. I think he loves playing for us. I think he's really passionate. There is a photograph I saw earlier today of him celebrating one of our goals, and it was absolute sheer delight from him. He was the only one thumping the air at the time, I think. Do like him a lot. But as always, I kept thinking, we got to half time, and I'm just thinking, if they get one back, we're done for. We need to get the second goal. We need to get that second goal before they score, because, we've seen Luton Town capitulate quite a few times, especially against Queen's Park Rangers. It was a really quite open game. It was a proper football match and a proper Luton performance, as they said on the 3-word review. Tyler Roberts hits the bar.
That's what I mentioned earlier, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he hits the bar, and then what happens? We have a triple substitution.
Yeah, which I'll be honest, I was quite... to be fair, I wasn't the only one on the day. I heard some other people as well around me, but as soon as he went, the whole substitutions changed in the front two again, I just smelt Wigan all over again. But look, maybe it's just me being silly and whatever else thinking that, but I wasn't the only one. But did you not get slightly concerned? It was going quite well for us at the time. When
you take off the people that you think are playing really, really well, my thoughts are he's absolutely got a lot of faith in Jerome and Cornick. Who else came on? I can't remember. Freeman, of course. He has a lot of faith in those players. Yeah. Mate, the others had run their nuts off all game. It was a really...
That's the thing,
energetic game. Yeah, a lot of running. So you give him a little break. So, Jerome comes on, and then we have that persistence from him where he nicks the ball.
Oh, he was phenomenal when he came on.
Yeah, well, he nicked it off and done in the first place, and he run past him, and keeper comes rushing out, ball smashes against the melee of those two players. Yeah. It finally, luckily...
takes a nick off his boot, doesn't it? Off Jerome's boot.
Well,
as it's
do you know what?
Through.
And when that went in, it was like ecstasy because this is 2-1. We're not going to let this, 2-0.
2-0 at the
We're
time, yeah.
not going to let this go. And for me, on the day at the time, Jerome definitely scored that goal.
Well, you told me earlier, I didn't even know, you enlightened me, Dave, that
I wouldn't lie to you. mate.
Enlightened. You
Oh,
enlightened me that apparently
Okay.
it was Jerome's goal.
Yeah, the dubious goals panel have investigated it, and Cameron's been given the goal. Rightly
And
so.
when I slowed it down earlier, because I couldn't quite believe it when you told me that, I was like, oh, wow, okay, let me look at this. And I slowed it down. It does look like the ball nicks off his boot. As it hits off Jimmy Dunn, it looks like it's taken the slightest of movement off the end of his boot.
If you are a striker and that ball running away from you, and he was just watching it in, if he hadn't have touched it, he would have kicked that in because he would want the goal.
I mean, it was quite a way in front of him, to be fair.
Honestly, he was following that in for definite. He would have got it and kicked it in. But at 2-0, you're thinking, this is good. Don't concede now. Don't concede late. Don't make the mistake of conceding because we got to think about this history we've had with Queen's Park Rangers when they have been, trailing and then getting those last minute goals, last minute, whatever pens and whatever.
Last season, didn't they?
Yeah. So you don't want history to repeat itself. And then what happens? There's a free kick, wasn't it?
Comical goal, wasn't it?
Free kick from the left hand side. Bradley's header deflected onto the bar, and then
Bradley's header.
According to our notes, Bradley's header flicks onto the bar, onto Horvath's back, and it's in the net, and it's 2-1, and suddenly you go, bugger. This could be a tough last few minutes.
I think then the board went up, didn't it? Was it 4 minutes, something like that?
Yeah.
Additional time.
And you're thinking,
as they scored, the additional time just gone up.
Surely they're not going to let this one go.
Well, I was sitting there, right, and my uncle behind me went, as the corner came in, let's face it, it should never been a corner in the first place. I think Bradley, probably should have done a bit better with the header, but whatever, even doubt, get it out, whatever. And let's face, can I just say, Sonny Bradley was also fantastic on Saturday.
Oh,
hence the man of the match.
Exactly that. I'm surprised you didn't get that in earlier, to be fair.
No, he was brilliant, but we'll get into that in a sec or whenever. But no, look, he probably should have done better with the header, but he put it out for a corner. Fine, whatever. My uncle behind me, all I can hear was, oh yeah, all we need to do now is get a clean sheet, which we're probably going to do now. 2 seconds later, fucking ball came in. Oh, excuse me. Ball came in, scored. Everyone's looked at him and went, for real, mate? Like, just shut your mouth. Just keep it quiet.
Don't talk about clean sheets when we're not anywhere near it. However, the 2-goal advantage was restored reasonably quickly, wasn't it? Jerome, Cornick combined, and they found Freeman who flicked the ball in, and the place erupted. Mm-hmm. What a brilliant set of substitutions from Nathan.
Yeah, and like I said, silly of me, but I was questioning the substitutions. But no, look, obviously, who am I to question it? I know nothing. But in the end, Jerome goal. Jerome set up Cornick to run onto the ball to set Freeman to score. Brilliant. They all had a part in the goals. In the last two, but yeah, it was. Oh mate. Unreal. Like it's a masterclass.
And what did it feel like for you in the Kenny end?
Quiet.
It wasn't quiet. I thought the whole place was really reacting to a really decent game. And both teams contributed to that, but we genuinely I think it's probably one of the better games we played at home, don't you think?
What, this season you mean?
Yeah.
I think it probably is the best game we played at home this season. For me, I'll be honest, like I'm about to say then about the celebration of the goal. How did I celebrate it? Well, apart from obviously, getting high blood pressure, I turned around to a few people and said, do you know what? I haven't celebrated it. Because I'll be honest, it's been a bit flat recently. I've been not hard to get into football a bit recently, but it's been a bit not what it was what it was like for me. Maybe because I'm tired and I've got a child now, whatever else. But
yeah, bring that excuse out again.
Nah, it's not even that. But I'll be honest, like Saturday, I was really up for it, and especially when that third goal went in, it was relief. As long as the second one as well.
On our preview pod, when I was talking to the Queen's Park Rangers representative from Loft of Words, he wasn't too confident they would beat us. And he would have been happy with a draw. And I sort of said with him, yeah, I'll be happy with a draw. But deep down, I have to be honest, I really want to beat them because I haven't seen it for a long, long, long time, and I revelled in it, and I went straight to the pub afterwards. So, well done to those. That's the first win we've had in 7 attempts against them in the Championship. That's amazing stat, and it goes back a long, long way. Clearly because of our history as well. I'm glad to put that one to bed. Let's hope in the return fixture we can do the same. Eh?
Yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? But what's our record like at Loftus Road? Probably really, really poor, isn't it, I guess. But it will.
Well, I've been so many times I can't remember the last time we won. I mentioned the first ever game on plastic, and they might have been the first team to lay it, but we were the first team ever to win on it. So, I'll always keep that stat if I can. Talking of stats, Luton had 41% possession. 16 shots, 3 on target, and QPR 8 shots, 2 on target. And the all-important XG, Bottaro, is we had 1.99, and Queen's Park Rangers just 0.26. Not bad, eh?
Yeah.
But again, Jacob has told us that we lost 7 and drawn 1 of the last 8 games with QPR, and our last league win was 2-0 in January 2006.
There we go.
That's a crazy, crazy thing.
Yeah. Last league win, was that away from home as well?
Well, he's not telling us that, is he?
I heard someone saying to me it was 22 years since our last home win, but whether that's, I don't know, maybe anyone can tell us that, then crack on. But it was just brilliant. I mean, yet again, Luton Town have 41% possession, which is a lot less in comparison to any team you play. But it's nice to see them stats where we have such little, or far less possession, and we do so much with the ball.
Yeah.
It's days like that really get you fired up, and you think, we don't need to do a Swansea and play out the back and pass it around the back and do this and do that. I have 70% possession, do absolutely F all with it. We can have 40% possession and still have 16 shots.
I think we say every week, and especially the last few weeks, we work really hard without the ball, and we're getting the job done. And it's not always forwards, backwards, sideways, which everybody else, you can have as much possession as you want. But when your midfield and your defenders are working as a unit, we stop them. And, that has been one part of our team play this season that has been immense. Would you not agree?
Oh, 100%. I think we've been like that the whole time, really, haven't we? I mean, who wants to sit there and watch a team knock it around and do nothing with it? You'd rather see a team be more direct, wouldn't you, surely? Counter-attack, be more direct.
Well, you just want chances. And really you want to be in control of the game if you can. And, for as much as you can get them to pass sideways, chase them in, when you've got that press on, when we get it right, it's amazing to watch our team. It's amazing. So, long may it continue, and please let it continue for at least another 2 weeks. And
can I just say as well, the thing that I'm noticing recently that I'm really, really loving about Luton as well is the crossfield passes. The switch up a play to the fullbacks. Like Amari Bell, I think recently, this guy, Amari Bell has been, I think, if not our best player, he's got to be up there. Because this guy is turning on now. He looks class.
It's hard from Saturday's performance, hard to put anybody down. But you're right.
Amari Bell for me standing out every single week.
He's maturing into the role.
Yes, and you look at it out there and you go, okay, he's like the main, attack down the flank and whatever else. Same as Bree on the right hand side. Let's face it, because the forwards, they play more narrow. They obviously get caught up, spread out, but Bree and Bell are that wide asset for your team.
But the squad this season, has shown it's a proper squad. It's a proper team squad, and it's a team squad game for us. And thankfully, Nathan got it all right on Saturday.
Yeah. And I'm hearing people say as well, why isn't Alfie Doughty playing now he's fit? You try and get Amari Bell at that team, it's not happening. He is playing so well. I think he knows now he needs to step it up, and he has. And I'll tell you, he looks twice the player from last season already. He really does.
Brilliant, and long may that continue.
Yes, 100%.
Just moving on from the game on Saturday, the EFL currently are looking to consider scrapping the 3 p.m. blackout as part of the new TV rights deal from 2024. I mean, the blackout dates back to, I think, around about 1960. And it was designed to sort of help clubs like us that possibly if there was a game on TV, people wouldn't come to the games. What's your thoughts?
it's a weird one. I mean, we discussed this kind of before, obviously we recorded, but I mean, any football on TV is nice because obviously if you haven't got nothing to do on a Saturday at 3:00, which 9 times out of 10 we have, obviously being a football fan, following home and away. But I think it'll be good. But at the same time, like the whole thing about protecting the lower league attendance and all that sort of stuff, I don't know. Will people stop going to football? Because I know we won't.
It's difficult. It's a difficult one. I mean, when you've got those fixtures, i.e., like the one that's coming up next weekend, if you guarantee that was going to be on TV, you go, okay, I don't mind so much. I can't get a ticket.
Yeah.
However, I think the requirement from all the streaming services, and you've got to think about, do you stream with Prime or do you go with, if Sky lose it, it's going to be Prime or it's going to be BT. And so you have to sign up for that to see it, or do you just keep going on iFollow?
Dave, you don't do that, do you?
I don't do that, no. I literally don't do that.
To be fair, you do travel to Belgium every weekend, don't you? For that, you can't go.
But, that could be quite an injection of money if they sell it to the right people. I think Sky's current deal, I think I just read it, about 595 million over 5 years. So if you put that into perspective with the Premier League, it's nowhere near anything. But, and also you've got your parachute clubs and all that sort of stuff. So if they get a better deal, it's only going to benefit the division, isn't it? And the rest of the EFL.
You think. But like I said, I don't think it'll affect people. If people are real fans as well, they will still go to support their club, whether it's on TV or it isn't. But the only thing I'd probably sit there and think about is the fact that if you are at home on a Saturday afternoon, say, and there's a game on at 3:00, who's watching Sky Sports News anymore? Or you still watch Sky Sports News? Because it's kind of tradition now. Sky Sports News at 3:00. If you're not actually at a football match, you'll sit there and watch it. Surely you have it in the background.
Always on the background, but when Jeff Stelling leaves, then that program changes, doesn't it? Of course. We've asked you the same question. What's your thoughts on scrapping the blackout? And Ollie says it's absolutely fine. Nothing beats live football, and it won't affect us with a sellout every week. With modern day internet streams and the whatnot, the 3 p.m. blackout hasn't really existed in years anyway. My only concern is around who negotiates the deal and how the deal or what deal is struck. Fair point.
Yeah, who's taking the money? That's it. Where's it been distributed as well?
Diana's commented, she thinks it's great. I've often wondered how my daughter in the US sees games that we can't. Diane, DM us and we'll tell you the VPN. We are Luton Town. They say, not for me. The deal won't be a fair deal for all clubs. It never is, and that risks further disparity from the top to the bottom of the pyramid. Just about the right amount of live games are played on TV. I'd leave it as it is. Barry Hatter says, there should be no changes, but that's not what's going to happen. Actual supporters are not considered by TV companies. With more American owners buying into soccer, in inverted commas, it's only a matter of time. Football is becoming a TV event. Actual attendance will be less and less important. Any thoughts?
Football is becoming a TV event. I agree. That's where it's been thrown around, isn't it? That's where it gets promoted. But actual attendances will become less and less important. Hope not.
Well, I think what he means by that, less important to the TV companies. They don't care if it's a full house.
Yeah, well, no, of course, no, I understand that. But obviously, I don't know really. I'm not too sure where I stand on this one. I'm a bit in between. I mean, just a matter of sorry. You done me there, Dave.
I did a you there, yeah, don't worry.
Like We Are Luton Town said, just about the right amount of live games being played on TV. Yeah, I understand that. I get that. And I agree. But for me, this doesn't even make sense what I'm about to say. I was about to say something else, but I'm thinking about a couple of things. But no, look, I'd like to see sometimes the times being changed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not so much the TV. I mean, look, I can watch TV all day. I mean, 3:00 kickoff doesn't really affect us because we'll be at football.
But if every game was available on several streaming services, that would maybe change some people's views.
I get that, of course.
Francis says, for teams like us, I think it's great. Fans that can't travel or go to games will always go. Or fans that can travel, to games will always go. And that's true. If you can go, you go. Fans that can't get to the matches will have the opportunity to watch online. The club makes money and the people get to see more games. Just think lockdown. Everybody watched lockdown, didn't they? And Dan says, why would anyone think this is a bad idea? Those that go to the game will keep going, and unless you have no commitments and money isn't an option, not everyone can go every home and away game. Having the option to watch away games when you have a season ticket at home legally is great. And I sort of agree with that because
of course. Good statement, that.
he uses the word legally. I'm sure that everybody knows the way around it if they need to go. But, you know, as long as the money goes to the club that you're paying,
yes,
I think that's the thing.
If it creates money for the lower league teams as well, then so be it. Because let's face it, the money is in the top tiers at the moment, and it's not really being distributed down, is it? Let's face it.
The vehicle's already there. They could open it up on iFollow. But if they put it to stream, they'll get a lot more for it. But then it dictates, doesn't it? Prime will dictate, or BT will dictate. And I have Prime, I don't have BT. You know, then I might have to go out and get BT if I want to watch Luton all the time when I can't go. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure that whatever deal is negotiated will be fair.
But yeah, I mean, sorry, like Dave, I just jump in.
Tongue in cheek.
Now I understand it a bit more. I mean, I didn't really understand what it was about. I didn't realise how they were going to do it. I didn't realise they were going to put every single game on that at 3 o'clock. I thought it was only selected games.
No,
so now I understand that. Then
so the 3 o'clock blackout goes, and they can offer anything.
So any game in any league,
any game, any league,
from whatever service they provide. Yeah.
But you know what's going to happen? They won't do any game in any league. Well, they won't do every single game. Those lower league clubs will still have their iFollow coverage, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one.
This is it. If it, like, you know, compared to iFollow and they make money from it, sorry, not the companies, I mean, not the clubs. If it benefits the clubs, yes, then so be it. But we never, well, yeah. It's not. It can't be a bad thing, surely.
No.
It's as long as the money is distributed accordingly and fairly as well.
Just before we go, we've got a few minutes to talk about Norwich. And for those of you travelling to Norwich, hope you're listening. I hope you're having a decent journey. How are you feeling about tomorrow night?
Oh, you're asking me?
Well, of course I'm asking you. I know how I'm feeling.
There's no one else here, is there?
No.
Do you know what? I'm not feeling any kind of way about it. If anything, if I'm thinking about it now and you just put me on a spot, I'm thinking, why can't we go to Norwich and get a result? Because
don't say that word. Just don't say that word.
We're slightly doing.
Would you take? This is Luke's favourite question. Would you take a defeat at Norwich for a guaranteed win?
100%. Of course, I would.
So then let's go with that.
I mean, it's not like he was saying the other way. I mean, Luke like sitting there going, would you take a loss, like 4 losses in a row for a win at Watford? Absolutely not, because we know that we can get more points. But
our form has been crazy though.
Away from home.
And no, Norwich had a blip at the weekend. Clearly,
yeah.
Can we take the game to them and come away with something?
I just think that if we, I mean, we know what Norwich do, don't we? They keep the ball. They've got very good players on show as well. And all right, fair, so be it. But so have a lot of teams in this division that we've proved wrong and said, look, we're going to go out there, we're going to do our thing, go quietly about it, and we do it. I can't see how we can't go there and get a result. Like, people look and go, oh, you're playing Norwich, they're a decent side, top of the table, this and that, they're on form. Apart from a minor blip.
But our record against top teams at the moment is pretty decent, isn't it?
This is it. But I will never, like I always sit there and say, right, every single podcast that we get asked similar sort of questions and we mention it, against the better teams, we become a better team.
True.
So I will sit there and say, we'll go to Norwich tomorrow night, or tonight if you're listening, whenever you're listening, it will be tonight, most probably. But I think we'll go there and I think we'll put it to them, and I think, you know, if we do lose a game, I think it'll be whilst going at them. We're not going to sit back and take it. Whereas in the past, maybe, you know, when we lost 3-0 the other year, we kind of just took it a little bit. We got rolled over by them. But I don't think it's going to be the same this year.
If you think about Norwich, you can't talk about that fixture without thinking back to that momentous FA Cup win.
Yeah.
It was brilliant there, wasn't it? The atmosphere was fantastic. And when we scored...
incredible, wasn't it?
It's the memory that you're going to live with forever, isn't it?
Oh, of course. I mean, when I saw a video, I think it was earlier the day before, coming up, obviously that goal from Scott Rendell when it went in, and I think, I was there, I remember it, and just like you say, the atmosphere. The
atmosphere was cool, and then watching it back.
It was massive for us at the time, wasn't it? I think
of course.
we were the first non-league club to beat a Premier League team.
in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And, you know what? Luton Town have set so many first records, but that one was momentous. And Simon Pitts, if you're listening, your commentary on that day over the track of the goal, well worth listening to again, because he was feeling exactly what we were feeling when we were jumping up and down celebrating. If you had to think of a score prediction, what are you thinking?
I'll be honest, I think we're going to get a point. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Oh, by the way, it's nice to have you here to do that prediction score. Luke's not giving his in. So.
I was nearly close to my prediction the other day. Remember when I asked me in the pub, I said 2-1.
2-1, yeah. I
was sitting there going, might be 2-1, but these are predictions, right? But yeah, what about you, Dave? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm hopeful that we don't lose. I would be happy with the draw of any description, but I've got to give a prediction. So my gut feeling is we're going to find it really tough. I think it'll be good if we get a 1-1. Yeah, so I'm going to go with the 1-1.
I think it's going to be, you're going for 1-1 as well. You copied me there, Dave.
All right, then I'll go.
No, I'm joking.
Because I think it's going to be really difficult.
It's going to be a Burnley all over again, isn't it? That's what it's going to be.
I hope so. If we come away with something and sets us up nicely for Sunday, and for everybody, we will be doing our Watford preview show later on in the week. We were scheduled to do it, but because of Luke's illness, we're going to wait for him to lead that one. But it will happen. We will be getting the preview show up. Watch on YouTube or on your regularly listening where you listen to your podcast. Our next 5 league games, again, when you look down this list, there's not easy ones, are there? Norwich.
No game is easy in this league. Norwich,
and then the people from the allotments, and then Sunderland, Reading, and Blackpool. All of those teams are on, 4 of those teams are on a good run. I'm not going to ask how many points we're going to get, but it doesn't look. It looks daunting, doesn't it?
No, I disagree with that, Dave. I wouldn't say daunting at all, because I'm looking at Norwich. I'm looking at obviously them lot next Sunday, and I'm thinking we can easily get 4 pints. I was about to say 4 pints out of that. 4 pints,
is that? It's not only that, is it? No.
We could probably get 4 pints out of it as well, but we're going to get 4 points out of that. I think we could. And maybe people go, maybe it's the beer talking. Maybe it is. Sunderland at home, I think it's going to be a tough one. I think Sunderland is the one I'm looking at. I think that's the toughest one out of the lot.
Wow.
And people are going to say, what are you talking about, mate? You're smoking something. No, I'm not, but...
Let us know what you think on the comments below if you feel that the next 5 games, excluding our local derby, exclude that one because that's going to be a totally different preview show. So think about Sunderland, Reading and Blackpool. How many points are we going to get from that?
Sunderland, Reading, Blackpool.
It's a difficult one, but what would you be happy with? 6?
I don't know, because in 6 you're looking at a loss somewhere. I don't want to lose.
Well, I never want to lose, but I'll
put it this way: I'll take a draw at Blackpool. I'm winning at home to Reading, and I'd like to win the Sunderland game. But I'd possibly take a draw in the form they're on. They look like a decent side, so maybe 5 to maybe 5 points. Is maybe, but no, we've got to win 2 of them at home. We've got to get the home form up and running. That's the main thing about it. I think we're looking a bit better now, and obviously the away form might change in the next 2 games. Hopefully not. Hopefully we carry on doing what we're doing. Well,
let's hope that at Norwich we put in a decent performance, and then we walk on from there, and we build from there for what is a game that we've all been looking forward to. So don't forget, we are doing a proper full-on Watford preview. We've invited people to phone in, and we will be doing it and recording that soon. Should have been this evening, but unfortunately, as I said already, Luke's not been very well. So if you haven't been contacted by Jacob, you will be. Reading and Millwall games, just a little thing before we finish. Reading and Millwall games are now on Sky. Lansbury obviously has been nominated for Goal of the Month. Should win that, shouldn't he?
You think so, wouldn't you?
And we've, as a football club, supporting the Big Step campaign to kick gambling ads out of football, which means that you have to stop betting on us, Bottaro.
I don't, to be fair. I just bet on corners. That's what I'm so predictable.
I think that's all we've got time for, Bottaro. I think we've done all right. If Luke doesn't...
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably disagree, won't you, Luke? But when you're listening, but...
Don't care. If we have to do it, we have to do it, right? If you're travelling up to Norwich right now, have a safe journey, enjoy the game, and let's hope we come back with something for everyone who hasn't got tickets to Watford. Still join in with us and join in with our conversation regarding the game coming up. We will be releasing a special preview show on that. Leave your comments below. If you haven't already subscribed on YouTube, please do subscribe. We really are thankful for your support, and hopefully we'll come back with a really decent result from the Vicarage Road.
Let's hope, eh?
Yeah, that's what we've got time for. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Cheers.